Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to the Sacred Man Experience podcast. I am your host, Imran Muhammad. Here we speak about the journey of manhood, of faith, how to be strong but also soft, how to lead but also to listen. Today's podcast is titled Grief and the Sacred Man, Processing Loss Without Losing Faith. The unspoken weight. I want to speak to the man who is holding it all together. Yes, I want to speak to you. You've recently stood at a graveside, or perhaps you've sat in a cold office as your life's work was liquidated. Or maybe you are watching a loved one right in front of you fade away. Men, we are often the designated mourners who aren't allowed to mourn. We are the ones who make the arrangements, who carry the casket, who greet the guests, and who tell everyone else it's going to be okay. But inside us, there is a tectonic shift. A piece of your world is gone, and the silence it leaves behind is deafening. The danger for the high achiever is that he treats grief like a problem to be solved, or a deadline to be met, or tries to fix your sadness by continuously working harder. Grief is not a task. It is a sacred experience. The Lord of the worlds, who is our creator and our maker, who has created life and death, gain and loss, he tells us in his holy book, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ. And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger. وَنَقْصٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. Loss of wealth and lives and fruits, but give good tidings to the ones who are patient. Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah number 2, verse number 155. Today, we learn how to grieve like a sacred man. Yes, to grieve, but as sacred men, with broken hearts, but unshakable souls. Let's look at the biology of bereavement. For an NLP and behavioral coaching perspective, individuals who understand this from a much more deeper level, grief is a massive system shock. Your brain has an internal map of your life that includes certain people, roles, or assets. When they are removed, your emotional system crashes. You experience disorientation. Many men fall into the trap of emotional suppression. In neuralistic programming, we know that energy cannot be destroyed, only transferred. If you suppress the grief, it doesn't go away. No, it doesn't. It just records itself as chronic back pain, anger, or executive burnout. We use timeline therapy concepts here. You're likely stuck in a loop of loops, constantly looking back at the submodalities of what has taken to heal. We don't want to forget, but we need to reassociate with the meaning of the person or the dream rather than just the absence of them. We use something called reframing. Grief is the price of love. If you don't love, you won't feel grief. And if you didn't love, you wouldn't grieve. We want to move you from the victim state of why did this happen to me, to the observer state. What is this loss calling me to become? We are building an internal sanctuary where you can sit with the pain without being consumed by it. The year of sorrow. The sacred man knows that at the most perfect time, the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, experienced the most profound grief. He lost his parents, his grandparents, his grandfather, his wife Khadija, may Allah be pleased with her, his uncle Abu Talib, and all of his children except one during his lifetime. The year he lost his wife and his protector is known in our history as Aam al-Huzn, the year of sorrow. He, peace and blessings be upon him, did not pretend it didn't hurt. In fact, he wept. The beloved of Allah, the Holy Prophet upon him said, إِنَّمَا الصَّبْرُ إِنَّ الصَّدْ إِنَّ الصَّبْرُ إِنَّ الصَّدْمَةِ الْأُولَى. Patience is only at the first stroke of a calamity. Imam Zahid al-Balkhi, the great math, and the one who has worked extensively and given us the deep understanding of cognitive behavior therapy, explained that sorrow, which is huzn, is the natural ailment of the soul. But if it turns into despair, yas, it becomes a sickness. Ibn al-Qayyim tells us that the heart is like a vessel. It must be emptied of the temporary to be filled with the eternal. When we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, indeed we belong to God, to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. Surah Al-Baqarah, 2nd Surah, verse number 156. We are not saying these words. No. We are performing a metaphysical realignment. Oh, yes, we are. We are admitting that we never owned what we lost. It was alone. The sacred experience of grief is the realization that everything, our wealth, our parents, our very lives, is flowing back to its source. Grief is the soul's way of longing for the hereafter, the akhirah, where there is no separation. the morning ritual. My brothers, let the weight down for a moment. Here is your sacred man protocol. How to deal with this grief, how to deal with this pain, what to do, and how to shift and interrupt your patterns. Protocol number 1, the sacred release. Find a place where you are completely alone. The car, the woods, or a locked room. Allow yourself 15 minutes of unfiltered grief. Cry, shout, or just sit in the heavy silence. Do not judge it. This interrupts the suppression cycle and prevents the energy from turning into illness. I work with men who have been incarcerated, men who have done wrong, done crime, and they are doing time behind closed gates. Their liberty has been taken away from them. One of the greatest difficult aspects of that experience of these men is when someone dies and they lose someone, and there's a great calamity that befalls them, is how they behave in that environment. There's been too many men which I had to inform as a chaplain, as a support mechanism, as a support worker, a pastoral worker, pastoral support for that person, to inform him, your mother has died, your father has died, your child has died, your partner has died, or any other loss that has taken place. And the most difficult part of it for me is the one who doesn't react, who doesn't express, who doesn't shed even one tear from his eyes. Because now I don't know what he's going to do. There is no interrupt that has taken place in this particular circle. So I would work with that person. I would make sure that security or support is around that person, that the person does not react suddenly because of the pain that they have received. But because the cultures and the communities that we are from, many times we are forced to behave in a way which is not natural to us. So the first step of your protocol is very significant. To create this interrupt is highly important, this pattern interrupt within yourself. This sacred release is highly significant. The moment you release, healing starts. Let me give you step 2 of your protocol. The legacy action, the anchor itself. Instead of focusing on the loss, focus on the value the person or thing brought to you. If you lost your father, a father who's generous, perform an act of generosity in his name today. This moves you from passive suffering to active contribution. Do something in their name, in the name of your mother, your father, your loved one, your partner, your child, or anyone else, or any other type of calamity that has taken place. Do something on their behalf, which will be immensely profound and powerful to create that anchor, to remove you from passive suffering to active contribution. The third step of your protocol, the sujood of tears. Go into prostration and don't ask for anything. Just tell Allah, I am hurting. I am in pain. I am in grief. My Lord, I am in loss. Use your own language. Say what is really happening in your heart. No one else needs to know about this if you do not want this for anybody else. But tell him who's listening all the time. Tell him who created you, who made you. The Holy Prophet, peace and blessings upon him, said that Allah is with those whose hearts are broken for his sake. Step 4 of the protocol, the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Let me give you that. The 4-7-8 breathing technique. Grief often manifests as a tight chest or panic. Use this breath to regulate your nervous system. Inhale 4 seconds. Hold 7 seconds. Exhale 8 seconds. It signals to your brain, I am safe, even in this pain. Let me give you that again. This particular technique is really powerful. It regulates your system. It calms your internal panic and pain and worry. Inhale 4 seconds. Hold 7 seconds. And exhale 8 seconds. A broken heart is an open heart. Do not be afraid of your tears. Yes, they are the water that allows the seeds of wisdom to grow. You are a sacred man. You carry your losses with the same dignity that you are carrying your victories. In the next episode, we are going to talk about the power of brotherhood. We'll discuss why socializing is not enough and how to build a sacred circle of men who will carry you when you cannot walk. Until then, please be patient with your soul. Stay grounded in his decree. And remember, you are a sacred man. Peace and blessing.